Hello dear student, very good evening to all. Today we are going to discuss about day 9 polity answer. Dear student, let me give a small introduction about this answer writing program. Dear student, we have started this answer writing program from 1st of July and it will continue till your mid February, and it will cover your entire GS syllabus, that includes GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 and your essay. And let me give a small introduction about myself. Dear student, I have written 5 mains and for interview in CSE 2022. So over a period of time I have a lot of insights regarding how to write a very good answer. I have also learned a lot of things and also commit a lot of mistakes, so I am putting all my experience to make this video. So please dear student, watch all the series of this video, so definitely you will improve a lot. Okay, let's start. Today we are going to discuss about day 9 polity. So starting the let's first read the questions. The answer the following two questions. Okay. Although India follow the parliamentary form of government just like Britain, there are some difference discussed. See, this is your first part of the question, so you need to write first part, and second part, Indian Federation is different from the US Federation. So you need to in first, though India follow the parliamentary form of government, there are some difference. So in the worst case you have to discuss about the what is the difference between. So let's discuss about the structure of the answer. So how you should write your answer structure. So for structure of your answer, so first you need to write about intro, then about body. In body you need to write UK versus India. So how UK constitution is different from that of India in case of parliamentary form of government. Then USA versus India in terms of federation, federal principle. Then put a conclusion. Okay, this is all. So let's start about from introduction. In this introduction you can discuss, while India follow a parliamentary form of government similar to the Britain, you might be knowing Britain is also having parliamentary form of government, also called as Westminster form of government, parliament or Westminster. West form of government. There are several key difference between two systems. This difference arises from their distinct historical context, constitutional framework and political practices. Okay, so let's discuss between the parliament system of government between India and Britain. So first is about written and unwritten constitution. While in India has a written constitutions that clearly outline the structure, power and function of the various organs of the government. The Indian constitution is one of the longest constitution of the world, detailing fundamental right, duties and framework for governance. Okay, so Indian constitution is a written constitution and it is very detailed. It contains every provision in depth. Okay, so while Britain constitution is unwritten constitution composed of statute. Statute means law made by parliament. Statute means law of parliament. ठीक है. Then common law, then convention, then work of authority. There is no single document that encapsulate entire constitutional framework. ठीक है. So British का जो constitution है, these are actually evolved constitution. Like over a period of time they have lot of experiment on the different system of parliament form of government. Over a period of time they evolve into parliamentary form of government. So because of it is a evolved constitution, so it is not possible to record everything. So it is a unwritten constitution. So nature of sovereignty. In India, the sovereignty in India is shared between the central government and state, making in federal system with a strong unitary bias during emergency. In India, the power, you might be knowing, the power is divided among center, then state and central list, state list and concurrent list. So power is divided between center versus states. So center versus states. But in case of UK, all power is rest with the union only. Okay. Let's read it out. Sovereignty in India shared between the central government and state, making it a federal system with strong unitary bias during emergency. But if you look into the Britain In case of Britain, the UK United Kingdom follow unitary system where sovereignty is concentrated in the parliament. There is no separate state with their own sovereign power. Although the devolution has granted some power to the Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. That means Britain follow a unitary form of government. So because unitary form of government, there is no need to share power with the state government. So British Parliament is called a sovereign parliament. They have the power to make any law. There is a very good proverb that is quite popular. That is, British Parliament can make anything except make a man into woman and woman into a man. So this is quite popular in like constitutional expert. So because of that shows the power of the Parliament of the Britain. Okay. Then head of the state in India, republic. India is a republic, and head of the state is president, who is elected indirectly by electoral college. Okay, and president role is largely ceremonial, but offices for certain discretion power. You might be knowing in our India, the president is elected by people. So our head is elected head. So it is the people or the representative who elect the president. But in case of Britain, Britons follow a hereditary monarch. Britain, the United Kingdom is constitutional monarchy. The head of the state is monarch, queen or king. The monarch role is ceremonial, and real political power rests with the elected parliament. So there is one good quotes that constitutional expert refer to. King can make no wrong. King can make but how king can make wrong when they have no, like when king have no power. So this is the reason it is said that king can make no wrong, because king has no power to make any commit any wrong things. Okay. So next is about the role of prime minister. In India, prime minister of India is the head of the government, is head of the party that is the majority in the Lok Sabha, that is House of People. The prime minister is appointed by the president. In Britain, the prime minister of the UK is head of the government and is leader of the party with majority House of Commons. The prime minister is appointed by the monarch. Look, here is a difference. In India, generally our prime minister can be either from the upper house or can be from lower house. Even Manmohan Singh, Indira Gandhi ji, both are from the lower house, like from Rajya Sabha also. But in case of Britain, prime minister must be from House of Commons. House of Commons means Lok Sabha, equivalent to Lok Sabha. House of Commons, that means to be a prime minister of United Kingdom, individual must be the member of House of Commons. Common means equivalent to Lok Sabha. Then next is about legislature. India has a bicameral legislature at the national level consisting of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and member of the house are directly elected, while member of Rajya Sabha are elected by state legislature. And our in India, Rajya Sabha having more power. Rajya Sabha is quite powerful chamber. ठीक है, राज्यसभा के पास हमारा इंडिया में भी काफ़ी पावर है. राज्यसभा इज क्वाइट पावर, बट दो नॉट हैविंग इक्वल पावर टू द लोकसभा. बट इन ब्रिटेन, यूनाइटेड किंगडम हैज बाइकैमरल लेजिस्लेटर consisting of House of Commons and House of Lords, and member of House of Commons are directly elected, while member of House of Lords are appointed include life of peer, bishop, and hereditary peer. That means not all are elected. There are some nominated or common members. Okay? And second thing is the House of Lords, equivalent to our Rajya Sabha, is very weak. It is so weak that it cannot even delay. It only delay the bill. It cannot like altogether reject a bill. Just like our Rajya Sabha can altogether reject a bill if it is not a money bill, but the House of Lords cannot reject a bill. It can at max delay a bill. Okay? Then next thing there is a good point that in India a member can be a minister who is not a member of either from the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Okay? But provided that member has to be elected within 6 months. But same provision is absent in the Britain. So in Britain, to be a minister, the member must be from member of either House of Commons or House of Lords. Okay? Then next is about judicial review. In India, judiciary in India has power of judicial review, meaning it can declare law, executive action unconstitutional if they violate the constitutions. Okay? So in case of any act of the parliament that violate the basic structure, that violate the basic law of the land or constitutional provision, it can be struck down by the Supreme Court. But in case of Britain, United Kingdom, the principle of parliamentary sovereignty means that parliament can make repeal any law, and judiciary does not have power to declare the parliamentary law as unconstitutional. So parliament का law को judiciary unconstitutional declare कर ही नहीं सकते हैं. So judiciary cannot declare any act of parliament as unconstitutional. However, judicial review can apply to the actions of executive. That means executive means government servant, minister action are subjected to the judicial review, but the parliament law are not subject to judicial review. ठीक है. And second, or one more point you can note it down, in Britain there is concept of legal accountability. So legal accountability, that means every act that is passed or every act that is passed by the queen or king need to be signed by the concerned minister. So in case of that goes wrong, it is the individual minister who is held responsible. So it is called legal accountability. That concept is not available in India's. The next second part will discuss about the Indian Federation different from the US federations. First, we need to write an introduction. While both India and United States operate as a federal system, their federations differ significantly in historical origin, constitutional structure, division of power, and practical functionality. Dear student, you can also write this past part of the questions like in a box format. You can write here UK, then use point format. That is more it is more easy for examiner to understand. It will also show that you have good knowledge. So you can use this box format just like the second part of this question. So you can use this format in the first part as well. That will be create more impression and fetch good marks also. So USA versus India. So first is about origin. USA federal system was established post-revolutionary war to unify 13 colonies while preserving their individual sovereignty. So US constitution was created in 1787 to replace weak article of confederations. So that means there is a small colony. They comes together on the process of integration to create United States of America. ठीक है. The purpose, the federation system aim to balance the power between central government and the state government to ensure a strong national government while protecting state right. That means both the state and central government almost having equal power and sovereign in almost all matter. No matter what may be the situation, they cannot change the federal structure. ठीक है. But in case of India, we have colonial legacy. ठीक है. Indian federal system was influenced by the British colonial rule, particularly Government of India Act 1935, which introduced provincial autonomy. The post-independence, the constitutional maker adopted in 1950, created a federal system to manage the country's vast diversity in language, culture, geography. The system was designed to flexible, allowing for a strong central authority we needed. देखो, Indian Constitution we adopted in a very systematic and flexibility approach, so that while we are accommodating our diversity, at the same time diversity like language, culture, religious, ठीक है, but at the same time we need to preserve our unity of the nation. So that is the reason we have three separate category: union list, state list, and concurrent list. The next is about the constitutional framework. Written constitution. USA constitution is a concise document outlining the power and function of the federal and state government. ठीक है. Then dual federalism. USA practices dual federalism where state and federal government operate independently with their sphere of influence as defined by the constitution. That means both state and the central government or union government or federation government, they operate independently. There is no influence of one government over other. Both are supreme in their spheres, and being written constitution, so their power is clearly defined in USA. But in Indian case, written constitution, Indian constitution is one of the lengthiest document in the world detailing power and function of the both and central and state government. Our constitution contains detailed provision regarding the power of the central government and state government. And Indian constitution can be best described as a quasi-federal. The Indian system is described as a quasi-federal or cooperative federalism, combining the feature of federalism and strong unitary bias, particularly during the emergency. So Indian constitution is not exactly that of the USA, but we have modified as per our need, because our constitution can be a federal constitution, or a unitary constitution, or can be a it can be either federal or unitary. For example, during normal time, state having their enough power to operate within their allocated power, but in case of emergency or extraordinary situations, it can become a unitary nature. ठीक है. Then division of power, the enumerated powers. So constitution explicitly list power of the federal government. That means USA central government or federal government power are listed, with all other power reserved for the state government. So whatever name listed in the constitution, this is the power of the federal government or central government. Remaining all power that is not written with rest with the state government. So supremacy clause, the federal law and treaty are supreme law of the land, override the state law when there is a conflict. That means in the given list in the constitution, जो list दिया हुआ है constitution में, उस वो लिस्ट पे अगर दो लॉ आया, एक तो आप फेडरल लॉ वर्सेस द स्टेट लॉ, देन इन केस ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इट इज़ द फेडरल लॉ दैट इज प्रिवेल ओवर द स्टेट लॉ. दैट मीन्स फेडरल लॉ आर सुप्रीम इन केस ऑफ यूएसए. बट इन केस ऑफ इंडिया वी हैव थ्री लिस्ट. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डिवाइड द पावर इनटू यूनियन लिस्ट, स्टेट लिस्ट एंड कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट. ठीक है, central list, or you can say state list, and both central and state list. Then one more power is called residuary power, rest with the central government. This residuary power in case of USA is rest with state government, but in India this power is rest with the central government. And India having a strong central government has significant power, especially in area of national importance. ठीक है. So this is the difference between the federal principle of USA and India. So you can use this tabular format to explain the difference. For example, use like that, USA and India. So write point. So it is quite easy for evaluator and for you to write. ठीक है, because it will take a lot of like it take less space to write your answer. ठीक है. Next discuss about the conclusion. While both India and Britain share a parliamentary system, their specific structure function differ significantly due to their unique historical constitutional context. Similarly, India and USA both operate federal system, but their approach to the federalism differ in terms of constitutional design, division of power, judicial role, financial relation, and administrative function. The difference reflect distinct political, social, and historical landscape of each country. ठीक है. So as for this difference, so these are reflected. So this is all about day 9 polity model answer. Dear student, please comment on the comment box what kind, if you have any doubt regarding whatever I have discussed, and you also comment what kind of video you want, and according your comment will definitely make you video. Please do subscribe to our channel and press the like button.